The 471cc parallel twin engine remains largely unchanged for 2022. It's a stressed member in the chassis and was actually made EUR 05 compliant back in 2020. Already producing 47 bhp, the performance cap for the A2 license class, Honda have now fiddled with the fuel injection settings to improve low-end torque. They've also bolted in a slightly smaller radiator, which shaves a further 100 grams off the total weight. Producing a gravelly burble and spitting back at you with each blip of the throttle, the uber-smooth unit still feels exactly the same as before, but this is no bad thing. It's nicely fueled, and the light gear change is crisp heading either up or down the 6-speed box, helped further by the slipper clutch. It won't pull your arms off as a new rider, and it needs to be worked hard to get the best out of it when you fancy having some fun. That said, it'll cruise in top gear all day long and would have no problem ferrying a rider and luggage into Europe for a spot of light touring. Whether it would do the same with a passenger remains to be seen. It's also fabulously frugal and actually returned a claimed 85.4 miles per gallon on the dash on parts of our ride, despite this tester making no concerted effort to save fuel. What's more, with a bit more frontal area and a large screen sheltering the rider from the wind, the rumbly soundtrack remains audible at speed, popping and banging off the throttle and adding to the grin factor. This is something that's lost above 65 miles per hour on the smaller CBR and CBF. The all-new Yamaha Tenere 700 is a lightweight, no-compromise dual-sport motorcycle with one of the highest specifications in its class. Equipped with Yamaha's popular 689cc CP2 inline twin engine, a completely new chassis and adventure-focused features, the Tenere 700 is designed to deliver class-leading handling and agility in the dirt and high-speed, long-distance performance on the road, making it an extremely capable and versatile adventure bike. Adventure-friendly CP2 engine. Yamaha's 689cc CP2 inline twin-cylinder engine produces strong and linear torque that gives instant throttle response and outstanding acceleration, attributes that make the Tenere 700 a capable and versatile performer on and off the road. Producing maximum torque at 6,500 rpm, this engine offers the ideal balance of performance and controllability with excellent fuel economy. Rally-bred features. Echoing the focused, purposeful design of rally-built works racing machines, the Tenere 700 features a unique 2+2 stacked LED headlight, protective windscreen and handguards, long travel suspension and rally-style instruments. The cockpit is also designed to accommodate additional navigation devices, such as a GPS or rally road book. Retro rallying has seen a huge revival recently, with the likes of the Africa Twin, DR Big, and BMW R9T Urban GS all returning within the past decade. And just as you thought the 80s were out of icons, Aprilia have joined the party with the reincarnated Tuareg. Named for the indigenous Saharan nomads, the original Tuareg was launched in 1985 and spewed a 5-strong family of models that remained in production until 1994. And now, the Desert Racer is back, featuring the 659cc parallel twin of the manufacturer's recently launched RS and 2.0, albeit with tweaked internals for better low and mid-range torque. Peak of 51.63 pounds-foot is achieved at 2,000 rpm sooner than the RS 660 at 6,500 rpm. The latest Tuareg has most in common with the 4-stroke single-cylinder 600 wind, produced between 1988-1990, and the 11,100-pound Endako Tajelmist version we tested features graphics that pay homage to the iconic original color scheme. In case you're wondering, a Tajelmist is an indigo-dyed cotton turban-cum-veil, traditionally worn by Tuareg Berber men. It was designed by a team at Piaggio's Advanced Design Center in California, led by Miguel Galuzzi, who was also responsible for Moto Guzzi's incredibly stylish V85 TT. The CRF 190L is utilizing the XR 190LS engine, which is a 184.4cc air-cooled single-cylinder that pumps out a ground-shattering 15.6 horsepower at 8,500 RPM and 11.5 pounds-foot torque at 6,000 RPM. All of the details haven't been officially released yet, so we're unsure what transmission it'll be using. When it comes to suspension, it's packing 7 inches of suspension travel, and they're claiming 9.4 inches of ground clearance, which isn't too shabby at all. Will the CRF 190L ever be sold outside of China? It's a possibility, as this model has some features like ABS that open the doors for other markets. The fact that it's air-cooled rules out the possibility of it hitting anywhere near Europe are slim, though, as it won't meet Euro 5 emissions. I think it's a pretty cool little bike that could possibly sell well here in the USA, but it all depends on its price point. If they could keep it in the sub-$4,000 range, I think it would turn out to be pretty popular. However, if it exceeds the $4,000 price tag, then you would be better off just going with the CRF 300L at $5,299 or the CRF 300L Rally at $5,999. The other Benelli middleweight that's under development is expected to be called either TRK 750 or TRK 800 and uses the Benelli-developed 754cc parallel twin engine from the Leoncino 800 Retro and 752's Roadster. That motor is, in effect, 2 cylinders from the old 1130cc triple that powered the Tornado Superbike, TNT 1130 Naked Bike, and Trek 1130 Adventure model in the days before Benelli was swallowed by Chinese giant Kaianjiang in 2005. Meanwhile, this machine, which has been type approved in China and is clearly ready for sale, features a completely different 693cc parallel twin, hence the 7023 name, which designates the bike's a 7003 class machine with 2 cylinders. This engine, again made by Benelli, albeit at the firm's Chinese factory, appears to be a clone of the CF Moto twin used in the CF Moto 700 CLX. That design, in turn, was inspired by the Kawasaki 650 twin-cylinder engine. Is there really space in Benelli's range for both a 693cc twin and a 754cc twin, both sharing the same basic layout of double overhead cams and 4 valves per cylinder, but with completely different design and no shared components? A revision on the intake and exhaust cam profiles helps the mid-range torque we appreciate for everyday riding. This mates to an all-new reduced diameter exhaust, 42.7mm to 35mm, and an O2 sensor which provides feedback to the closed-loop fuel injection, creating a much cleaner and fuel-efficient engine. Improvements in the clutch and transmission department include changing from ball bearing to a thrust needle bearing, creating a better clutch feel. Although they didn't give us the sixth gear we would have loved, they did revise the third gear dogs and shift fork along with a shaved finishing on fourth and fifth gears for increased durability. Spacing between first and second gear is pretty big. But second gear is still usable in off-road technical conditions with a little clutch modulation. We wonder if a slipper clutch, similar to the one found in the Versys 300, would be a good addition to a bike like the KLR 650? Or even better, a recluse type of clutch that would make learning and riding off-road even easier. Combined, the engine updates had us thumping down the road more comfortably at 80 to 85 miles per hour than the previous version. We'd say this is a definite win despite not having a sixth gear. We are also really happy to see they made more room for electronic gadgets, with a new lighter weight sealed maintenance-free battery that charges from a new 26A output alternator, helping to power more accessories with a total capacity of 80 watts. The BMW F750 GS and the F850 GS bikes have been updated with a new triple black color scheme and standard hand protectors. The new BMW bikes are also expected to arrive in the Indian market by late 2021. BMW Motorrad has taken the wraps off the 2022 F750 GS and the F850 GS motorcycles. Both of these motorcycles were previously on sale in the Indian market but were discontinued since the stricter BS6 emission norms came into action last year. The newly updated motorcycles feature fresh color schemes and cleaner power trains. The BMW F750 GS and the F850 GS bikes have been updated with a new triple black color scheme and standard hand protectors. The company has discontinued the previously available 40 years of GS apostrophe color scheme. In addition, the F850 GS Adventure has also received a new light white option too. Apart from the 40 years of GS apostrophe color scheme, the Black Storm Metallic with Ice Gray option also won't be available anymore. Both the bikes source power from the same 853cc parallel twin engine. The engine is now BS6 Euro 5 compliant. While the F750 GS makes 76.4 bhp and 83 Nm from this engine, the F850 GS and the GS Adventure churns out 94 bhp and 92 Nm. The transmission option on both motorcycles remains the same 6-speed unit. Renowned for versatility, reliability, and value, Suzuki's V-STROM 650 models have attracted many riders who use their motorcycles for touring, commuting, or a fun ride when the spirit moves them. These are touchstone motorcycles balanced with a natural riding position, comfortable seat, and a flexible engine character that produces stress-free riding during brief daily use or a high-mile adventure. Point the iconic DR big beak of the V-STROM at the horizon as the 37L quick-release aluminum panniers, rugged accessory bar, handlebar cross brace, and mirror extensions are standard equipment. Finished with deep glass sparkle black paint, The 2022 V-STROM 650 XT Adventure rolls out on tubeless spoke wheels with blue anodized rims that are sized right for the mission. Loaded and ready for any road, the V-STROM 650 XT Adventure continues the V-STROM family tradition of being a fun and logical motorcycle to buy and ride. The engine delivers stellar performance and great fuel economy while achieving worldwide emission standards. Suzuki's engineering accomplishments also include low weight and a trim chassis, creating a V-STROM 650 XT Adventure that is versatile, controllable, and financially accessible. The V-STROM 650 XT Adventure is a motorcycle that's greater than the sum of its parts, offering versatility, reliability, and function like no other bike in its class. The new Tiger Sport 660 has been designed to set a whole new benchmark for performance, specification, and cost of ownership. Bringing significant advantages to the middleweight adventure sports category, the Tiger Sport 660 delivers a new first choice for riders looking for maximum versatility in every ride. From commuting to everyday riding to longer trips, the new Tiger 660 delivers the capability, performance, handling and style needed to introduce a whole new generation of riders into the Triumph brand. The first triple-cylinder engine in the category and the most powerful, the 660cc power plant in the new Tiger Sport 660 brings Triumph's triple-engine performance advantages over a twin engine with its low-down torque, combined with strong mid-range performance and incredible top-end power. Peak torque of 47 ft-lb at 6,250 rpm and peak power of 80 HP at 10,250 rpm make the new Tiger Sport 660 the most powerful bike in the class, guaranteeing great acceleration in any gear, even when carrying a pillion or progressing swiftly through traffic. It delivers the perfect balance of thrilling usable performance from low down in the rev range all the way to the red line. Power delivery is managed by a sophisticated engine management system with a ride-by-wire throttle for a precise and responsive feel, while the slick 6-speed gearbox has gear ratios optimized for fun and all-round everyday rideability. Efficiently tuned 296 cubic centimeters parallel twin engine produces smooth, torquey power at low and medium RPM and powerful acceleration at high RPM. Smooth power delivery and strong low-end torque facilitate slow-speed maneuvers, offering both a high level of control when making minute throttle adjustments and a gratifying rush of acceleration in the lower RPM ranges, while low vibrations care of a balancer and ample top end offer comfortable highway cruising. Chassis and suspension. While the Versys X300 was not designed for off-road use, 19 front and 17 rear spoke wheels give it greater capability on unpaved roads than its larger, street-focused brothers. The wire-spoked wheels feature aluminum rims to help minimize unsprung weight. Using long travel suspension enables the Versys X to deliver riding excitement across a wide range of riding situations. Not all streets in the real world are made of circuit-smooth pavement. Road imperfections, bumps, potholes are far from rare, and many streets are not even paved. The long travel suspension is designed to easily soak up road imperfections, even when traveling on unpaved roads.